She turned to me in shock. The alien queen whispered, "Why is my daughter calling you father?" I arrived upon the crimson sands of planet Thalira beneath twin suns that blazed like molten shields suspended across a cloudless sky. My transport pod hissed open. Scorching air rushed in, carrying the scent of iron dust and ozone. My boots sank into soft granules that shimmered like ground rubies. My mission was simple. Establish peaceful contact with local leadership. Offer trade routes. Propose alliance. Return home with honor. Yet nothing in the vast training halls of Earth Command prepared me for what waited beyond the distant ridge where jagged black spires rose against the fiery horizon. I marched forward. My thermal suit regulated my temperature, yet sweat still formed on my brow. A group of armored sentinels stood ahead, their silver helms shaped like elongated wings. Their lances pulsed with violet energy. They raised their weapons but did not strike. Instead, one stepped forth and spoke in perfect Terran tongue through a modulated voice field. "State your origin, traveler. Speak your intent." I lifted my hands to show I held no malice. "I am Captain Orion Hayes, envoy of Earth Confederation. I request audience with your ruler." They exchanged glances through mirrored visors. Then the lead sentinel gestured toward the looming fortress of obsidian towers. "Follow in silence. Our queen shall decide your fate." We crossed a bridge of translucent crystal spanning a churning river of molten gold. The heat roared beneath, yet the bridge remained cool. Within the towering gates stretched a grand hall carved from living stone. Violet banners hung from onyx pillars. Strange symbols etched across each surface. At the far end upon a dais of carved bone sat the alien queen. She rose slowly. Her height surpassed mine by at least 2 heads. Her skin glistened like polished amethyst. Her eyes held both storm and serenity. A flowing mantle of woven starlight draped across her shoulders. Every step she took resonated through the chamber like the heartbeat of a titan. I held my ground, though awe threatened to anchor my feet.
She stopped before me.
Her voice rang like distant thunder softened by velvet wind. "You stand upon sacred ground, Earthborn. Speak your desire."
"Peace," I said.
"Alliance. Understanding." She studied me. Her gaze pierced deeper than any scanner. Yet before she could answer, soft footsteps echoed behind me. I turned and saw a young alien maiden, perhaps nearing adulthood in their kind. Her skin a lighter lavender. Her hair silver like captured moonlight braided with beads that chimed softly. She gazed at me with wide wonder. Then, to my utter shock, she ran to my side, gripped my arm, pressed her face to my shoulder, and spoke in their language with a tone of pure joy. "Father, you have returned." The hall fell silent. Every guard stiffened. The queen froze. Her eyes widened. She turned to me in shock. The alien queen whispered in a trembling voice that carried disbelief and wrath interwoven. "Why is my daughter calling you father?" I stood speechless. I had never seen this maiden before, yet her embrace felt eerily familiar. Some memory long buried stirred behind my mind like distant thunder beyond mountains. I gently released her and knelt before the queen in respect. "Your Majesty, I swear truth. I have never known this child, yet she speaks with certainty. I beg your patience to unravel this mystery." The queen stepped closer, her voice now low. "Her name is Selira. She has spoken of visions through many nights, dreams of a figure not of our world, a protector,
A guide."
She called him father, though we deemed it childish fancy. Now you stand before her, wearing the visage she described. Explain or face annihilation. I searched my thoughts. Then an image shimmered in my mind. Years ago, during deep space voyage, our vessel encountered an anomaly. A vortex of radiant light. I was thrown from my station. My consciousness drifted beyond physical boundaries. I recalled floating through swirling galaxies. A luminous being approached. Feminine. Regal. She touched my brow. Whispered in unknown tongue. Then I awoke in medbay. Doctors claimed I had been in neural stasis for hours. They dismissed my account as hallucination. Yet what if that encounter altered something within me? What if my essence had touched worlds unknown? I met the queen's gaze. I recounted that event. She listened silently, her expression unreadable. Salira clutched my hand, tears in her shining eyes. You promised me you would return from the realm of stars, father. You said you would come when I called. Emotion tugged at my chest. Though reason denied her claims, something within my soul recognized her, as though some fragment of me had once shielded her in that luminous realm. The queen studied both of us. Then she extended her hand toward Salira. Daughter, step away. Salira hesitated but obeyed. The queen circled me like an ancient predator assessing prey. If you deceive us, your end shall be swift. Yet if truth binds you to her by fate beyond mortal design, then you shall prove it through trials of soul and spirit. I nodded without hesitation. I will face any test.
So be it.
Guards escort him to the Chamber of Echoes. He shall stand before the mirror of essence. If it reflects falsehood, he shall perish. 2 guards led me through winding corridors carved with murals of ancient battles and celestial beasts. We entered a circular chamber of polished quartz. At its center stood an archway filled with shimmering liquid surface like silver mercury. Runes glowed along its frame. Stand before the mirror, said a guard. I approached. My reflection wavered, then transformed. I saw myself, yet not. My skin radiated starlight. My eyes glowed with golden fire. I reached out and saw another reflection beside mine. Salira, as child, cradled in my arms. I shielded her from darkness swirling around. I whispered words of comfort. The vision faded. The mirror solidified. The queen entered with Salira by her side. She saw the lingering glow upon the surface. Her stern expression softened. The mirror reveals bonds of spirit not bound by flesh. Somehow your essence has touched hers, perhaps in realms beyond waking, perhaps across lifetimes. Salira ran to me again, tears upon her cheeks. You are my father in spirit. My soul remembers.
Do not leave me again.
I embraced her gently. Though logic struggled, my heart accepted. The queen watched silently. Then she spoke with newfound gravity. If you accept this bond, you accept responsibility. To guide her. To protect her. To stand with our people. Will you pledge? I met her gaze. I pledge with all that I am. Then she knelt before us and bowed her head. Ancient customs dictate that one who shares soul bond with royal blood becomes protector of the realm. Henceforth you shall be known as guardian father among our people. Rise, Orion haze of earth. I felt overwhelming weight and honor. Salira smiled radiant as dawn. Yet my mission remained. I turned to the queen. Though fate bound us, I still came bearing purpose. I seek alliance between our worlds. The queen considered, then nodded slowly. Perhaps destiny laid path for both bonds of heart and bonds of nations. Yet alliance demands trust. Trust demands proof. You shall remain among us. Learn our ways. Earn our respect. Only then shall embassy be granted. I agreed without hesitation. Days turned into cycles. I trained with elite warriors. Learned their tongue, their customs, their dances beneath aurora skies that shimmered in hues unknown to human spectrum. Salira followed.